They're defensively a bend but not break defense. They're just an all-around solid team.
Well, one thing I've noticed over the years that, and on paper we should beat Panther Creek, but with that said, out of the other side of my mouth, let me say that usually it seems like you can confirm this or not that the teams that come from the big cities, such as Cary, where this comes from, and Raleigh, and the like, even though they're on paper, we should beat them. They seem to be a lot stronger team than anticipated because they have a solid talent pool to pull from up there.
Well, we you know, as you said, we don't pay attention to the paper. We just pay attention to us. But they definitely are in a conference that top to bottom is solid.
No.
There's no chinks in the armor, so I think that they're battle tested. And we talk about this every week. It's about us. It's about us minimizing penalties. It's about us doing the little things, and we feel real confident in the kids, and we're excited. We're at home, and we know all of Moore County is going to come out and support high school football in the area tonight, which would be huge. And, you know, the guys have had a great week of preparation. We're just really excited to see them go out there and compete.
How do you prepare with all the rain?
Well, if it was going to rain on Friday night, we would have prepared outside, but we practiced outside Monday and then Tuesday and Wednesday in the gyms, which we're very blessed to have 2 gyms. So we got good work in, and the kids are really locked in, dialed in to everything they're doing. Had a great week in the classroom. A lot of teachers emailing us, telling us great things about the kids. So it's just been an all-around great week.
Well, let me address one elephant in the room, and that is your your starting quarterback, Van Steen. Greg Van Steen was out last week with a shoulder injury. Will he be starting tonight?
No, sir, he will not.
Okay.
He's trying really hard to get back, but he's going to be in a coaching role tonight.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good spot. Any other news that we need to know that I haven't asked this morning?
No, sir. We just appreciate you all, and we're just excited to see those stands back tonight for our guys.
All right, Coach. We look forward to a great game tonight, and we'll see you on the football field.
Sounds great. Thank you for everything.
All right. Bye-bye. It is 7:34, 34 past the hour. And, of course, the game starts at 7:30, so if you want to come out and see it, this will be the only home game that they will have during these playoffs, at least, unless there's some big upsets. There can't be an upset in the brackets this week because whoever wins this game will go on to play Holly Springs next week because they have a bye this week, so there's no doubt of where you're going if you win. And if we win Holly Springs, we've never gotten past the second round, then we would go to Wilmington to play Hoggard, who is higher seeded than we are. In all probability, Hoggard would have to lose the second round for that not to happen.
Is that the Wizard School?
I have no idea.
Hoggard?
I just know Hoggard, Wilmington. I show up, call a game.
Because if they're going to be using magic and stuff, that's not fair.
But anyway, that's the way it will work out. If Hoggard were to lose, I forget who they play. Then that third game site would vary. So we'll see.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed, baby.
Yep. We'll see how it goes. We had this albatross on us for a long time that we get into the first round. Sometimes we win or lose the first round, and then we lose the second round every year. Never get by it. Last year we lost to Garner. And the unfortunate part we got in our bracket, if we get that far, is Wake Forest, who's undefeated. I think they're one of the few teams in the state that are undefeated, and they do have a good, solid, hard program, and it would be a tough game. But we'll see what happens. And what's going to hurt us tonight the most is our starting quarterback out. A backup quarterback's all right. He had some good moments, but you can tell the rhythm of the team's just not there. It's hard to explain. we watch all the ball games, and you see a rhythm start to develop amongst the players, and the quarterback gets in timing with his receivers, and you stick the backup quarterback in there, and well, he doesn't have the advantage of that timing because he hasn't had the reps and the variety of plays during the season. The only time he gets to play is when the wind's in the bag, so to speak. But now, with the starting quarterback, we got a freshman quarterback having to step up and play.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll see. He did better last week than I thought he would. So he does have a pretty good cannon arm there. But the two tests will be on the field tonight, and we'll see how it goes. Kickoff at 7:30. Our pregame scheduled for 6:50.
As we know, the one thing you can't get without experience is experience. And that counts for a lot.
Yeah. All right. It is 7:37. Let's move on to our sound bites this morning. Let me get back to the top of the pile. Got so much. Can't hardly get to it all. Here we go. Friday, November 23rd is Black Friday, but companies don't wait, of course, till Black Friday to start. So they have Black Friday sales. So get ready for the early bird precursor, beforehand, first arrival, not quite Black Friday, Friday night sale. Anyway, this will explain it.
Friday, November.
Wait a minute. There goes that Napster again. Man, this is the worst app. I don't know why. I keep putting up with it because you get so busy during the day, you don't go take the time to go first, join another music service. Then you got to get familiar how it works. And then you got to get your songs that you want loaded to a file. It takes a long time. Anyway, let's try it again. Pre-Black Friday sale.
Friday, November 23rd is Black Friday, but companies don't want to wait until Black Friday to start Black Friday sales. So get ready for the early bird, precursor, beforehand, first arrival, not quite Black Friday sale. It's like Black Friday, only without the stampeding, the shoving, the pushing, and the stabbing. Save huge on everything you don't really need, but get caught up in the frenzy of old-fashioned greedy capitalism. The early bird, precursor, beforehand, first arrival, not quite Black Friday sale. Going on now. Quick, buy stuff.
All right. And also, be sure you don't miss the Sears and Kmart going out of business sale.
Don't miss the going out of business sale at Sears and Kmart. Compact discs, 10 for $1. Fax machines, we're practically giving them away. Paper maps, calculators, and analog watches, all 95% off. DVD and Blu-ray players, make an offer. Want to compare prices? Call us from the payphone outside the store. And you can pay for everything with a check. Sears and Kmart, right next to the VHS machine repair shop in the obsolete mall.
Yow. Smack.
You think? Yeah, there was a day that I always liked the Kmart stores.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I liked going. Dad would take us to Kmart on a Saturday night.
It seemed like it was a lot easier to find things. And one of the reasons why, I think, is that the store shelves weren't above my eyesight. So I could go in and scan that whole store, as big as it might be, from one spot and see everything. All the signs marking the different department: clothes, automotive, household accessories. You know, you could scan around and see it. You go into the Walmart and you can't see that. You have to walk the whole store to find what you're looking for.
Less items to choose from.
And you
In
get
my day, we had 2 things, and we liked it.
And you get into you think you're getting into the area like, I'm getting warmer, of what I'm looking for. I think I'm in the right area.
Oh, it's the thrill
And they have
of the hunt.
everything around what you need, but not what you came for.
That's how going to the hardware store is. They've got everything that looks exactly like what you need, except it's just that one size off. Murphy's Law.
And then you have the caring checkout girl there scanning your stuff and showing so much concern and tossing it in the bag for you. After you waited behind 40 people. And, of course, the one line you pick has the person with coupons in their hand who will present them one at a time. And then one of the coupons doesn't scan. And then you got to call the manager over to put in the code so you can force feed a coupon on it. You know, and, of course, that's the line you're standing in. And the manager's trying to talk to the girl in line. She's going, don't sleep, you know, you can't speak the language. All of a sudden, there's no English. And you go, holy cow. And you see all the other lines diminishing in size, but not yours. Of course, the other lines are filling back up with people, but you'd say, you know, leave it to me. Find the slowest line and get in it.
Probably your fault.
That's like the first down in a professional football game. Find the spot where the most people are on the field, hand it off to your running back, say, go run into the middle of that. That'll work. I don't get it. I mean, I see what they're doing. They do a running play up the gut and see if they can get 3 or 4 yards. Well, they get 4 yards every time. You know, in 3 downs, you got a first down. But I just don't see the logic of running it into the big pack of people you know are there. I'd find a weaker spot myself.
Yeah.
And the other theory is, well, your frontline blockers are supposed to push those people out of the way, give you a lane through it so you can get 5, 6 yards.
Exactly. Open a hole.
I just like a little more razzle-dazzle.
Sometimes it's a black hole.
And that's what the coach was talking about. This team that's coming in has a bunch of what you call razzle-dazzle plays or trick plays or plays you don't see very often in a game. They may only run it once, but it might be for a solid, 15, 20 yards when they most need it. Let's see. Don't want that. All right, we did that. Keep going, Steve. All right, you know what the new Oxford Dictionary Word of the Year is, right?
Perplexity.
No. This is the word, and it's done, of course, by a pretentious British-type person telling us the word of the year.
The Oxford Word of the Year 2018 is toxic. Toxic is defined as poisonous and ultimately has its origins in the Greek toxikon pharmakon, meaning poison for arrows. Yet when borrowed into Latin, it was the Greek for arrows or archery, toxikon, that made the leap, rather than the word for poison. Cut to 2018, and our research shows that this year, more than ever, people have been using toxic to describe a vast array of things, situations, concerns, and events. And it's not just the physical being touted as toxic this year. Toxic has truly taken off into the realm of metaphor to describe workplaces, schools, cultures, relationships, and stress. Personal, but also political. The hashtag #MeToo movement has put the spotlight on toxic masculinity, while in politics more broadly, the word has been applied to the rhetoric, policies, agendas, and legacies of leaders and governments around the globe that has made it the standout choice for the Oxford Word of the Year.
Okay. Well, you saw how dry and kind of boring that was.
You know what? It's true, though, and I was just thinking that this week. Toxic. I'm tired of that word being used in everything. The overused adjective.
Well, as stuffy as that was, that announcement, clearly it demands a remix from our production crew.
Yes.
The Oxford Word of the Year 2018 is toxic. Toxic is defined as poisonous and ultimately has its origins in the Greek toxikon pharmakon, meaning poison for arrows. Toxic. The Oxford Word of the Year 2018 is toxic.
There you go.
Yeah, well, there you go.
A little better presentation.
Somebody was, actually several people making the point about the toxic masculinity displayed in California in that country bar where the nutball went in murdering people. And there was a row of men that knelt down in front of a group of women with their backs to him to be human shields, pointing out that's why we have toxic masculinity. Or you can hide under a chair. That's okay, too.
Well, a mom in Alaska recorded her husband on their steep, icy driveway. What he was doing was trying to get a toy kitchen playset from the back of his truck for his daughter. As soon as he grabs it, he slides all the way down the driveway and has to run back up and grab onto the truck. Of course, Mama is recording all of it on her cell phone and finds this hilarious for some reason.
No. No. Baby, you got it. Come on. Please be careful. Yeah, woo!
All for a kitchen.
Fatherhood.
He sounds thrilled.
Mom enjoyed it. Well, the couple that went viral last year with the GoFundMe campaign to help a homeless vet turned out to be a scam. They wanted to raise $10,000 and raise over $400,000, but they raised over $400,000. But it turns out that the whole thing was a scam, and all three of them are being prosecuted. The guy really was homeless and met the couple outside a casino, but they made up the story about how the homeless guy helped the woman when she ran out of gas. Then the couple spent all the GoFundMe money on trips and gambling. You got a nest egg there that could retire on someday, but they went blue. Here's the prosecutor explaining what went down.
The paying it forward story that drove this fundraiser might seem too good to be true. Unfortunately, it was. The entire campaign was predicated on a lie. Less than an hour after their GoFundMe page went live, McClure, in a text exchange with a friend, stated that the story about Bobbitt assisting her was fake. Specifically, she wrote, "Okay, so wait, the gas part is completely made up, but the guy isn't. I had to make something up to make people feel bad. So shush about the made up stuff." She did not run out of gas on an I-95 off-ramp, and he did not spend his last $20 to help her. Rather, D'Amico, McClure, and Bobbitt conspired to pass off a fake, feel-good story that would compel donors to contribute to their cause. And it worked, in a very big way, but it was fictitious and illegal, and there are consequences. My office has charged Mark D'Amico, Caitlin McClure, and Johnny Bobbitt Jr. with second-degree theft by deception and conspiracy to commit theft by deception.
Now, you may or may not remember this couple.
Absolutely despicable.
This couple climbed on Good Morning America last year and talked about the whole incident to juice up that GoFundMe page.
I was driving down 95 and ran out of gas, so I pulled over to the side of the road. He walked up and he said, "Get back in the car, lock the doors, I'll be back."
Gas to help her get back on her way. Wasn't expecting anything in return.
Me and my boyfriend Mark went back the next day. He gave him $100.
I was ecstatic.
How often would you go to see Johnny?
A few times a week. What if we started a GoFundMe for this guy? We set it up in the car on the way home.
It's like winning the lottery. I mean, of course, I want to change my life. I want to give a lot of it away.
Will you get a house?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a place to live. There won't be no brand new car either.
No?
No,
Oh my
ma'am.
goodness.
Used car?
Absolutely.
Maybe a truck?
Absolutely a truck.
Wow, vile.
Yeah. Well, one thing you don't see on ESPN is true sports. See a bunch of spoiled babies. And case in point, there's a lot of Guinness World Records out there you never get to see on TV. This may be one of them, or at least the most recent. It's the record for eating corn with a toothpick. Now we're talking talent. David Rush of Idaho ate 241 kernels of corn with a toothpick in 3 minutes at the Oak Brooks Public Library in Illinois. Note the lip smacking as he eats, the countdown, and how psyched he is at the end. And when you watch the video, there's the bonus of the hair and the mitt pullover. Anyway, the guy's the champ. Here's a little audio from it.
All right, we're gonna do that same method here where timer when I've got the corn all drained. All right, let's go ahead and get started here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready, set, go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
42. Come on! 42 people.
And just think, ladies, he's available.
It brings to mind the age-old Aristotelian question: why the hell do we give a damn about that? Well, maybe Aristotle didn't say that. I don't know.
Sports. Why should we care about anything?
Sports.
It's a true sport.
On All Things Moore County, we had somebody talking about how difficult ballet was, and that it was and I'm giving you a preview here of tomorrow, of how physical it is, but some people don't consider it a sport. Well,
this is a true sport in that.
Well, let me finish. If curling is a sport, by God, ballet is a sport. Good Lord.
Curling is shuffleboard on ice.
It really is.
Yeah, we look at it this way. You want to play football, basketball, golf, whatever at a particularly football, basketball, the two main sports, and baseball, at a high level. A lot of it just depends on the gene pool you were dealt. You know, the little nuances in the genes bring out, they're mixed just right, and the person then works hard, can pull out more talent out of his bag than you can. He was born big and tall and strong. He grew to 6'6", 6'7", and it gave him a big advantage over Mr. 6 foot average size guy. But here,
it's unfair. There need to be laws.
You can pull out your toothpick and put the kernels of corn down on the plate, and you can practice and practice and practice and become the best, because you're not hampered by not having the right genes.
Toothpick, the great equalizer. It's also a good way to lose weight, because by the time you get done, you're so tired from eating 8 kernel corns. It's about it.
Syracuse was playing a game in New York against UConn when the announcer noticed, one of the jerseys had a misspelled name on it. The jersey was Boheim, Boheim, but it was misspelled with missing the first E. The guy's name is spelled Boeheim. What's worse, he's the coach's son.
Boeheim gets fouled. They don't even spell the coach's kid's name correctly on the back. Look at that. There's an E in there. Buddy Boeheim. Oh, my gosh. How about that? The coach's kid.
Yeah, you look at the first spelling, it's Boheim, and then you look at the correct spelling, it's Boheim. Who knew?
Heim means home. I wonder what Bo means.
And a basketball announcer in Argentina is going viral because he really loves saying Tucker whenever an American player named Dar Tucker makes a play. Here's a quick clip of that.
Juega sin con el penca. Con 10 segundos. La tiene el santiagueño. Con solito que se cruzaba. Tucker. Triple de Tucker. Dar jugando con el penca Aguirre. El penca con Mata. 90-90. Primer juego de la serie de cuartos de final. 45 segundos finales. Tucker. Cruza la mitad de la cancha. Se la va a jugar a defender. O resta que la tiene.
That's the way a lot of these announcers get sometimes. I noticed on the Duke Network. I forget their play-by-play guy. He's new. Anyway, he does a good job, when he's calling a play and telling you what's happening and all. But then he goes into what I call super mode. And he'll say, like, Smith running around the right side, got some running room, headed for the end zone. He is going to score! He goes, it sounds like a championship wrestler.
He scores!
He got 42 yards on that play. What a score! Like that. And I go, dude, get off the steroids a little bit. I mean, you literally sound like WWF wrestling announcing. Oh, he hit it with a body slam! That type of thing. It's only so exciting.
You know what I won yesterday?
Don't overhype it.
You hear what I won yesterday?
A new car!
Well, you don't hear that kind of stuff on our broadcast. It is class all the way through. Best in the business. Okay. Anything else I got to get in here? In the short amount of time I have left. Oh, yeah. Michelle Obama says things she'd never say as First Lady.
I've never eaten a vegetable.
I knew it.
All right. 8 o'clock, here comes your news, sports, and weather.
Good Friday morning. You can leave your umbrella at home today and grab your sunglasses. We finally got a sunny day in store today. Any cloud cover exits the area very quickly this morning, and dry weather continues today and into the weekend as well. Highs today in the low to mid-50s. Tonight, mostly clear skies will stick around as low temperatures fall back into the low to mid-30s. Tomorrow, absolutely gorgeous, sunny with highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. California authorities taking stock of all of the missing persons reports they have now list more than 600 people unaccounted for as a result of the wildfires. Butte County Sheriff Corey Honea says confirmed death toll has risen to more than 60.
Of the total number, which is now 63, we have tentative identifications on 53. We're waiting for DNA confirmation before we conclusively state who those individuals are, and that will allow us to then verify that information to the next of kin.
Firefighters reporting some progress now, knocking down the huge fires burning from one end of the state to the other. The season's first winter storm made for a traveler's nightmare in the east, with numerous flights canceled or delayed, commuters trapped in gridlock for hours last evening. More than 350,000 power outages reported across more than a dozen states, slammed by snow, sleet, or freezing rain, or all of the above. Well, there's some good news for your pocketbook as Thanksgiving approaches.
There's a lot of turkey out there, which is the main reason why next week's Thanksgiving dinner will cost less on average than last year's. The American Farm Bureau Federation reports an ample supply of turkeys means the birds retail for an average of $1.36 a pound, a 4-year low. Prices are also down for milk, sweet potatoes, and dinner rolls. Overall, the Farm Bureau reports dinner for 10 will average $48.90, less than $5 a person, down 22 cents from last year. Chief Economist John Newton says the average cost of the Thanksgiving feast is at its lowest level since 2010. I'm Warren Levinson.
There will now be a hand recount in the razor-close Florida Senate race between Republican Rick Scott and incumbent Democrat Bill Nelson. Wall Street this morning, Dow futures down 111 points, NASDAQ futures off 72, S&P futures down 16. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-607-3551. That's 800-607-3551. 800-607-3551. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Authorities in Myanmar have detained more than 100 Rohingya Muslims. They were aboard a boat off the city of Yangon.
Last autumn's brutal operation by the Myanmar army forced 700,000 Rohingyas in the north of Rakhine State to flee across the border to Bangladesh. But there are still around 400,000 Rohingyas living in other parts of the region who say they aren't allowed to move around freely and have no access to healthcare or education. One official said the people arrested on the boat this morning were Rohingyas who'd fled from a camp in the city of Sitwe in Rakhine State. 3 years ago, there was a crackdown on people smugglers who were profiting from the perilous escape by sea, which had claimed many lives.
That's the BBC's Nick Beak. North Korea says it's going to deport an American citizen it detained for illegal entrance. An apparent concession to the United States comes as the country announces a test of a newly developed but unspecified ultra-modern weapon. News and analysis at townhall.com. Later today, President Trump awards the Presidential Medal of Freedom. 7 Americans will receive the nation's highest civilian honor.
3 are sports legends.
The only real game, I think, in the world. Baseball.
Babe Ruth, along with football greats Roger Staubach and Alan Page, who served on the Minnesota State Supreme Court.
When did it become unconstitutional?
U.S. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia will be honored posthumously.
I'm all shook up.
Elvis Presley's getting the medal 41 years after his death. Orrin Hatch joined the Senate a year before that.
We've had enough time on this to choke a horse.
The nation's longest-serving Republican senator will be honored, as will Miriam Adelson, a doctor and the wife of GOP mega-donor Sheldon Adelson. Sagar Magani, Washington.
And again on Wall Street right now, Dow futures down 131 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's another happy patient at Sandhills Weekend Dental in West End.
Hi there, my name is Gary, and I'm a dental avoider-aholic, which means I avoid going to the dentist because of a deep-rooted fear of dentists that I've had since the early 50s when I was a child. Recently, that entire avoidance fear that is deep-rooted has been smashed when I met the staff and dentist, Dr. Terry Ann Sams. She did an amazing job to make me feel comfortable and confident with the approach that we were going to take together, figuring out what's going to work best for me and my budget and for me and my oral hygiene.
Sandhills Weekend Dental on Highway 211 just past Harris Teeter. Open Wednesday through Friday 9 to 4, Saturday 9 to 2. Call 910-687-4423. 687-4423.
Eat, kiss, and smile better.
Want to make the holidays even more special? Give the gift of honey-baked ham to your employees or clients this year. It's a beautiful and distinctive gift that's guaranteed to make the moment memorable. Order your gift from either location, Fayetteville or Aberdeen. Honey-baked ham. Want to make the holidays even more special? Give the gift of honey-baked ham to your employees or clients this year. Honey-baked ham offers special business pricing to fit any budget. Order your gift today. Either location, Fayetteville or Aberdeen. Honey-baked ham.
Jump into the fire at Brick's Woodfire Pizza at the Cole Shopping Center and enjoy those famous pizzas. But Brick's now has Woodfire wings, and all the items on the menu are fresh every day. Brick's Pizza is locally owned and a big supporter of Moore County Schools skills in athletics and the arts. Dine inside or on the outdoor patio and try out those delicious wings. Jump into the fire at Brick's Wood Fire Pizza, Cole Shopping Center, Southern Pines. Open every day at 11 a.m.
You can jump into the fire.
Burke's Outlet is expanding like never before. Be the first to experience Southern Pines' new Burke's Outlet and Home-Centric combo store, featuring an expanded assortment of furniture, rugs, lighting, and more. Don't miss the grand opening celebration going on now through November 18th at 10205 U.S. Highway 15501. The first 150 guests each day get a scratch-off card for a shopping spree up to $250. Burke's Outlet and Home-Centric, two great brands under one roof.
NCN News. I'm Mike Riley. Several school systems in the mountains are closed today, including Ashe, Avery, and Watauga County schools. DOT worked all night on the roads, and when temperatures climbed above 32 degrees, it meant the power crews would get to the troubled areas. WSOC News meteorologist Jacqueline Shearer is in the Blowing Rock area this morning.
Snow on the ground doesn't look like much, less than 1/4 of an inch at this point. Just a little bit of a dusting out there.
Meanwhile, on CBS This Morning, CBS chief weathercaster Lonnie Quinn talked about how the intensity of yesterday's snowstorm in the Northeast was unpredicted.
There are two aspects to every storm. There's intensity and there's track. Now, the track of the storm, we were spot on with. The intensity, caught us off guard.
Migrants from Central America have reached Tijuana, Mexico, hoping to apply for asylum in the U.S. CBS News correspondent John Blackstone is traveling with a migrant caravan and says their difficult journey is far from over.
Trying to bring order out of chaos, hundreds of migrants lined up outside the U.S. port of entry, recording their names in a book, determining who will be called next to cross the border and ask for asylum.
The North Carolina NAACP is challenging the General Assembly's authority to put constitutional amendments on the ballot, including one that was approved that requires an ID to vote. State President Anthony Spearman spoke to reporters and said the changes must be challenged.
As a product of a sweeping, unconstitutional racial gerrymander, this unlawfully constituted General Assembly had no legal authority to take the extreme step of proposing constitutional amendments.
One person died in a wrong-way crash during rush hour on Interstate 85 last night in Gaston County. Officials say an elderly man was driving a gray SUV north in the southbound lane and collided with another car. One person was killed in a single-vehicle accident near the Brunswick-Columbus County line last night. You're listening to NCN News.
Look at all those cars bumper to bumper. How many miles do you think that backup is?
20, 30? It's probably more.
I'm just glad I'm not sitting in that traffic.
I bet all those people sitting in that backup are pretty happy to see us heading to the city. Straight into the eye of that hurricane.
No kidding. A lot of people are counting on us.
The National Guard is a unique force. Citizen soldiers who are just as prepared and committed to do battle with nature here at home in our communities as they are against the enemies of our nation. These are your neighbors, men and women who work or go to college, have families, hobbies, live life to the fullest. They train part-time, close to home, and they are always ready.
The storm's worse the closer we get.
Now this is why I joined the Guard.
Do you have what it takes to head into the heart of the storm? Learn more about protecting the people in your community. Check out NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the North Carolina National Guard, aired by the North Carolina Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The Justice Department has inadvertently named WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange in a court filing, suggesting prosecutors have prepared charges against him under seal.
When Julian Assange took refuge in Ecuador's London embassy 6 years ago to prevent extradition to Sweden over sex crime allegations, he insisted that was a ruse to get him to the U.S. to face prosecution for publishing thousands of classified U.S. documents leaked by Chelsea Manning. Any suggestion Assange could be linked to the 2016 Russian hack of Democratic Party emails goes further. If so, it would have taken place while he was living at the embassy and under the protection of Ecuador. Larry Miller, CBS News, London.
Election officials statewide spent Thursday going through provisional ballots and absentee ballots that came in after Election Day as counties prepare to certify election results today. You may remember a story from this time last year about a Raleigh man who posed as an Army general and landed a helicopter at the SAS headquarters in Cary. 58-year-old Christian DeGrow did that last November to impress a woman. In June, he pleaded guilty to posing as a U.S. military officer. He was told he could land at SAS.
I have permission that I knew
about it, you know.
With Thanksgiving around the corner, some good news when it comes to your wallet.
Gobble up. Thanks to low food prices, the cost of a Thanksgiving feast this year is down to its lowest level in 8 years. The star of Thanksgiving, the turkey, costs about $21.71 for a 16-pounder. That's down about 70 cents from last year. And the American Farm Bureau Federation says the average nationwide cost of a holiday meal for 10 people is $48.90, or less than $5 a person. The Bureau says ample turkey supply is a big reason, and the average cost of a dinner has been on the decline since 2015.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Good Friday morning. Any remaining cloud cover exits quickly today, and we will finally see the sun shining again. It's going to be a beautiful and dry day. It's going to be on the cooler side, though, as high temperatures climb into the low to mid-50s this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear skies will stick around. It's going to be on the chilly side again tonight, though, with lows in the low to mid-30s. Tomorrow, starting out your weekend, absolutely beautiful. High temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s with sunshine. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, sunny and 38 degrees, humidity 89%, dew point 35, pressure 30.06, winds west-southwest at 6, and visibility 10 statute miles. It's 8:12. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Friday. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, a.k.a. the ATF, announced a reward of up to $5,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for the recent burglary at Renegade Gun and Pawn Shop in Carthage. Earlier this month, an unidentified suspect forcefully entered the business on 15501 South and stole multiple firearms. The suspect fled the scene in a white or light-colored sedan. ATF is investigating the burglary along with the Carthage Police Department. Anyone with info should call the ATF at 1-800-ATF-GUNS. A new season starts tonight for the Pinecrest Patriots varsity football team. They received the number seed bid in the East Region in the State 4AA high school football playoffs and will host number 12 seeded Panther Creek out of Cary in the first round. Coach Chris Metzger says Panther Creek is hot right now. And he also said they've won their last 3 games. They throw the ball around. They run a lot of draw plays and trick plays. They have a big O-line, and they put up a lot of points. Our guys have to be ready for both sides of the ball. Pinecrest is making his 10th appearance in the playoffs in the last 12 seasons with Metzger at the helm. And, of course, you can hear it right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB, your flagship station for 50 years. And the bond for a defendant who had assaulted a Southern Pines police officer on Sunday was raised in Moore County Court yesterday from $1,500 to $15,000 after the Moore County District Attorney had asked for an increase of $500,000. Charles Keaton White, who was present in the court, was initially held and released Sunday under a $1,500 bond. It was raised to $15,000 by the Judge Etheridge, and now he's back in the detention center under that new bond. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning. Stand by, though. Here comes all your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:15.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Tied at halftime, feeling good going out into the second half. St. Joe's had more in the tank, and they beat Wake Forest 89-69 Thursday in the opening game of the Myrtle Beach Invitational. Deacs point guard Brandon Childress had 13 points. He also had 4 assists and 4 rebounds for the Deacs. He was asked what happened in the second half against St. Joe's.
We didn't respond. Simple as that. We got to do a better job. When they came out, punches in the mouth, we never responded. That got me any team. Prime example, we did in Kentucky. It was 8 freshmen on the floor. Nobody said Kentucky wasn't a good team at all. They just, like I said, they just didn't respond in the second half or, in the beginning of the game, which we did. It was 46-46 at halftime. And then we came out the second half flat. That's what happened.
St. Joe's and UCF will meet in an afternoon semifinal. The winner of that game will advance to Sunday's championship round to face the winner of the Friday night semifinal between West Virginia and Western Kentucky. Wake Forest, meanwhile, they will meet Cal State Fullerton in the consolation bracket. Also in play last night, Appalachian State was handed another loss at the hands of Purdue, 92-70. Bowling Green beat NC Central 75-60. And Davidson, the only winners last night, 57-53 over Wichita State. It was a matchup of desperate teams Thursday night in the NFL. Week 11 of the schedule kicking off. Russell Wilson hit Ed Dixon for a 15-yard touchdown with just more than 5 minutes left to send the Seahawks past the visiting Green Bay Packers 27-24. For the Packers, Aaron Rodgers says the offense just isn't clicking in key situations.
When you compare it to years past, we've always been really good on third down and really good in the red zone, and we're just not this year. And I think that's a combination of a lot of things, but that's the biggest frustration.
The Seahawks with the win improved to 5-5 to end a 2-game skid. This is NCN Sports.
Continental Tire presents our annual Big Tailgate Tour.
This week, it's the Eagle Aggie Classic as North Carolina A&T visits NC Central on Saturday in Durham. Look for our tents, games, and prizes from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. in Eagle Alley on the practice field next to O'Kelly Riddick Stadium, leading up to the 2 o'clock kickoff.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Sport Clips, Lose It and Lose It, and Continental Tire. Remember to drive with care on your Continental tires and experience the ultimate MVP haircut at Sport Clips.
Tailgate with us, BigTailgateTour.com.
Basketball season is here, and so is the 2018 ACC Basketball Preview Magazine. You can find it on newsstands everywhere and online right now at ACC teams with predictions from the experts, recruiting news, and rankings of the best ACC player teams. No other magazine dedicates 10 pages to each ACC school, each jam-packed with stats and information. Want a copy shipped to you? It's easy. Just go to ACCsports.com and click on the Basketball Preview banner.
Boston Red Sox right fielder Mookie Betts was the runaway winner in the American League's Most Valuable Player Award. He received 28 first-place votes from the Baseball Writers Association of America. He told MLB Network he couldn't be happier.
It means a lot. I mean, it's just definitely a special award and something that, I'll cherish. But I think the most important thing is that, we won a World Series and got to bring a trophy back to Boston.
Betts hit a major league leading .346 and had 32 home runs and 80 RBIs. He also stole 30 bases. Many of Christian Yelich's teammates from the Brewers were present when he got word that he was awarded the NL MVP award.
You never dream of ever winning an award like this, and it's been amazing.
Yelich hit .326 with 36 homers and 110 RBIs. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
While not every rescue dog or cat can be a social media star, we have rescues that can be for the night, and that is the night of the Top Hat and Tails 2018 50 Shades of Stray. Yes, folks, Animal Advocates of Moore County is bringing back the Top Hat by popular demand. It will be held December the 7th from 5:30 to 9 at the Homewood Suites in Olmsted Village in Pinehurst. Heavy hors d'oeuvres, beer, wine, music, silent auction, and of course our celebrity animals for adoption, featuring the Dogs of Terra, that is Tilted Acres Rescue and Adoption that night, and Susie and Donna Lawrence as our special guest. Tickets are on sale now for $50 per person at Moore Equine, WEEB Radio, or by calling Miss Jan Standing at 910-673-2918. So get dressed up and come be a part of the 2018 Top Hat and Tails 50 Shades of Stray. This is Barbara Shepard, Director of Animal Advocates of Moore County, and I hope to see you there.
We're talking with Howard Hoke of Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. Many homes and businesses in Moore County have stone or dirt driveways. Howard, what would you recommend for an upgrade?
I would definitely go with asphalt. It gives you a beautifully paved driveway that will last for years to come and is easily maintained.
But what if you just wanted to improve an existing driveway?
At Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services, we offer asphalt patching, crack filling, seal coat, striping, excavation, and drainage for both residential and commercial customers. We come to your property and assess your needs. Estimates are free. No job is too big or too small.
So go online to slcontractingllc.com or to the Facebook page to see the customer reviews. Call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt at 910-673-1318. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. 910-673-1318. Not only is Chick-fil-A in Southern Pines the best fast food choice in Moore County, Chick-fil-A is an outstanding supporter of families and the community. Daddy and daughter date night, family game night, mother and son date night, Teacher Appreciation Week, supporters of Young Life, Pinecrest ROTC Christmas celebration, and avid boosters of Moore County's high school football and other sports. Chick-fil-A, staying alive on 15501 in Southern Pines.
Please join Temple Theater this holiday season for It's a Wonderful Life, a live radio play. On stage November 29th through December 16th. This beloved American holiday classic comes to captivating life as a live 1940s radio broadcast. Dozens of characters help to tell the heartwarming story of George Bailey and Clarence, the lovable angel who gets his wings one fateful Christmas Eve. Don't miss It's a Wonderful Life, a live radio play. On stage November 29th through December 16th. Tickets are $27 and available by calling the Temple box office at 919-774-4155 or online at templeshows.com. That's 919-774-4155 or online at templeshows.com. Sponsored by Wilkinson Cadillac, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC.
Be the first to experience Southern Pines' new Burke's Outlet and Home-Centric combo store, featuring an expanded assortment of furniture, rugs, lighting, and more. The grand opening celebration is going on now through November 18th. Burke's and Home-Centric, two great brands under one roof.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. I'm always grateful for the people who protect us. I was a cop. I've seen the look of gratitude on the faces of people who were glad to see us show up when someone was trying to hurt them, and I loved it. I also knew that we couldn't help others because we couldn't be there when they needed us. Some of those people could take care of themselves. Others climbed under a table or hid in the closet hoping the bad guy might go away, or decide not to hurt them because, after all, they did climb under a table. The Second Amendment to the Constitution, which, by the way, is part of the Constitution, gives us the right to own a gun. We have that right so that our government cannot oppress us like they oppressed our forefathers. Does it make any sense to you that we would ever say the following? We have a right to own a gun so the government can't oppress us. Why don't we let the government decide what kind of gun we should own? There are lots of bad people in this world. Some of them are real bad. They want your stuff. They might even want your body, and they won't hesitate to hurt you. As much as I respect law enforcement, I don't want to hide and hope the good guys get there before the bad guys can hurt me. Just doesn't make sense. The folks who wrote the Constitution knew what they were doing. If you don't want to, fine. If you don't want to carry a pistol, carry a concealed chair so you can hide under it. I'm not going to, because I'm not going to be a victim. Not in the Zumwalt Zone.
Good Friday morning. You can leave your umbrella at home today and grab your sunglasses. We finally got a sunny day in store today. Any cloud cover exits the area very quickly this morning, and dry weather continues today and into the weekend as well. Highs today in the low to mid 50s. Tonight, mostly clear skies will stick around as low temperatures fall back into the low to mid 30s. Tomorrow, absolutely gorgeous, sunny with highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the leader man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Everyone, what day is it? Don't make me say it.
Don't make me say it.
Don't make me say it.
And there came a great voice.
Thank God it's Friday!
Friday, Friday, Friday. You know what I love? Chit-chat.
Chit-chat. Yeah, chit-chat.
Let's chit-chat.
This show is all chit and no chat.
Chitty-chat. No, chit-chat.
We can't stand around and chit-chat all day long.
It's showtime.
Wouldn't believe where I've been. The cities and towns I've been in. From Boston to Denver and every town in between. Everyone looks the same. The people, they all look the same. Oh, only the names have been changed. But now that I'm home again, I'll tell
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is Mornings with the Leaderman. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm Matt Horsey, the Leaderman's narcissistic sidekick. Good morning.
Don't forget, of course, this program being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available at talk973.com. One click of that link right there at the top middle of the page will get you there. If you're on the web, on your mobile device, you need the YouTube app. Put Mornings with the Leaderman in there. Well, Leaderman, all one word, to get that result to the top of your search results. And if you're on your mobile device just needing audio, we suggest tune in, iTunes, Streama. Just put WEEB into the search, and we'll pop up there at the top. If you're on the website, of course, that icon that says Listen Live in the upper right-hand corner of every web page is there for you. Click that once, and you're listening just that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills, nothing but sunshine for the next 7 days. About time. Sure, I can say it for everybody. Sick and tired of the rain.
I'm with you, baby.
Now we get back to normal temperatures. It'd be nice, but that's not going to happen. So we just go from steam bath to winter.
Oh, you're never happy, Steve.
No, I want my 4 seasons. And this is the second year. It just seems like it's skipping fall. But anyway.
I'll give you a hand warmer to put in your back pocket.
Right now, let's see. Today, sunny. High of 55. Tonight, clear and 32. Tomorrow, a little warmer, 61. Same for Sunday. Monday, 62. Normal high and low is about 66, 67 for this time of year. Tuesday will be 56, then 55, 56 respectively down to Thursday. Right now, winds are west-southwest at 6, visibility 10 statute miles, pressure is 89%, dew point 35, pressure 3006. And right now it's sunny and 38 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM. And 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:29, 29 past the hour. You had something.
Yeah, I had a chat yesterday with Chef Karen from Philly and Colts, and she just asked me to mention, we're going to be running an ad to let you know details on it, but they have some reservations open for Thanksgiving, but she said they are filling up pretty fast and would like WEEB listeners to take advantage of them. So they've got the buffet upstairs, or you can have table service downstairs. So give them a call there at Philly and Colts and listen for ads for details. They got lots of stuff this year.
All right. And if you never tasted Chef Karen's food, you're missing a culinary treat. I've said this before. I mean, I went there, ate some fried chicken, and I was watching carbs. So I wanted to peel off the skin, so I just grabbed it by my teeth to peel that skin off, and the skin tasted so good I couldn't. I don't know what she puts in the batter, but it was
cocaine, actually.
Yeah, right. It was awful good. So
it's Southern cocaine battered fried chicken.
I want to go back for seconds just for the skin. All right.
I think Chef Karen believes you got to have skin in the game, so thank me.
All right, let's see. What shall we do next? All right, well.
You got any rim shots?
I do.
Cool. They better be good today.
Cool.
Whoa.
All right.
Dumbass.
All right, rim shot time.
If you don't know what we're doing, that's Beavis and Butthead. You need to YouTube them. They're absolutely hilarious. If you're, 15.
Well, when they first started, I was here at the station, and I didn't think that would go over too big. It didn't last that long.
It lasted quite a while, but you're just too old.
All right, rim shots. Megyn Kelly turns 48 on Sunday. Coincidentally, 48 is the number of people who watched her on the Today Show. Sources say Justin Bieber is taking a break from music to go on a journey of self-discovery. And he's already made his first discovery, which is, dang, I'm a serious tool. Limp Bizkit one of Matt's long-haired hippie-type groups are ready to start recording their new album, and suddenly World War III doesn't sound like such a bad idea after all, does it?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard a Limp Bizkit song. I must have, but...
Well, they spell it Biscuit, B-I-Z-K-I-T. Nobody spells their name anymore in traditional ways. It's always got to have a cool way of spelling.
Well, yeah.
Billy Idol has officially become a U.S. citizen. Idol's looking forward to carrying on traditional American values such as not voting. Since half of you don't vote.
Not our audience.
It was only like 50% this last time.
Not our audience.
Oh, our audience. Let's see. Amazon Alexa now features Jimmy Fallon telling jokes. So you activate it by saying, Alexa, give me a reason to kill myself.
Check this out.
Morning, everyone.
What day is it? Don't make me.
Wrong thing. Get your head in the game, Steve.
Pull yourself together, man.
Must be that fried chicken skin. A guy who got pulled over for drunk driving, blaming the fact that the New York Jets suck. But if that's his reason for drinking, his liver should have shut down 25 years ago. LeBron James passed Wilt Chamberlain for career scoring. That's scoring on the basketball court, that is.
Oh, yeah. Chamberlain got around with the ladies.
Oh, he claims to have been with 10,000 ladies.
Yeah. It's a lot of ladies, but I believe it.
I don't know about 10,000. I can believe a lot, though. 1,000 will feel like 10,000, I'm sure. All that, you know, don't you want to have a baby with me, Will? Well, I'll be a great baby mama. Just send a check every month.
Did he talk about how many of those were hookers? Because you get a lot of hookers in one night, I think.
The government released new fitness guidelines, not to say they've been eased for obese Americans, but if you double-click your mouse and look them up, you've done your exercise for the day. Jimmy Dean released sausage-scented holiday wrapping paper because what says Christmas more than your dog drooling all over the gifts? A new report shows young people are having less sex than ever. Mission accomplished, replied the makers of Fortnite. A cook at a South Carolina McDonald's was charged with assault for trying to shove a hot, crispy bacon into a manager's face.
Yikes.
Assault? That sounds like a random act of kindness, responded Chris Christie. And Uber lost $1 billion with a B dollars last quarter. But they hope to make it up, some of that money anyway, by cashing in on lost quarters passengers left behind. You would have thought they made $1 billion last quarter, but no. They lost $1 billion. They sound like satellite radio. They've yet to turn the first penny of profit.
Well, I'm sure it was all paper.
No, you just sell a ton of stock. Keep on getting it.
That's what I mean.
All right. Let's see. 8:36 now, past the hour.
Not paper bills.
Things we need to know today so we don't sound stupid.
Oh, it's far too late again, Steve. You got to do this first thing in the show before we start talking.
Country music legend and Hee Haw co-host Roy Clark died yesterday at 85.
Ah.
You're not alone. 68% of Americans have either quit or taken a break from social media this year.
I did.
Kellyanne Conway's husband has organized a new anti-Trump group.
Yep, knew that.
In Iran, 2 currency traders were executed for hoarding gold. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain are on tap from Arkansas to Maine today.
Notice they said hoarding gold. They didn't say stealing gold, just hoarding it. Yeah, you're going to die. We're going to take your gold.
Driving up the price of gold, I'm sure, in the country by artificially creating a short supply.
They're getting desperate over there.
if you enjoy let's see, what was it? Snow, sleet. I did that about Arkansas and Maine and the snow and the sleet. If you plan to actually purchase the 12 Days of Christmas this year, it'll cost you $450 more than in 2018 for all 364 gifts. I guess they got their prices in Iran. Huh?
I want all those birds crapping everywhere in the house.
If you enjoy clear skies this weekend, keep them. You wonder when that song was written, where they came up with these gifts. 12 maids of
milking. Well, they were milkmaids.
I know, but why would you put that on your Christmas list?
Stephen, it's just a thong.
I know. If I was writing it today, I would go, let's put down 12 maids of milking. And what else? 7 swans a swimming. And what else? 6 geese a laying.
I think it comes from a more agricultural time. They've actually got now, I saw
4 calling birds. What is a calling bird?
Could be a minor bird, or people conjecture. But I saw something
What's
about
a French hen?
And I don't know how many dairy farms have it, but this one had an automatic milking machine. You just train the cows, and it doesn't take long because that pressure builds up in the udder. So they wait in line. They walk into the machine. The machine comes up. The milker comes up out of the ground, milks the cow. Once it's done and she feels relieved, the door opens and she walks out and the next one walks in. You don't have to have milking maids.
Okay. Well, if you enjoy clear skies this weekend, keep in mind the annual Leonid meteor shower will be lighting up the sky late Saturday and into early Sunday.
What's our weather going to be like then?
Clear enough to see it.
Cool.
A new white paper, well, you'll forget it between now and then.
Forget what?
The meteor shower.
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
A new white paper from Parks Associates reports live broadcast TV represented 60% of video consumption on televisions in early 2012. But now that number's down to 44% at the end of 2017. A lot of people cutting the cords. It's just not worth it. I mean, it is just so clobbered with commercials these days. It's not even, you feel like you've been assaulted after the hour's up by so much commercial. And you feel like, where's the beef in that hour?
Where's the beef?
When they come back with a segment, they seem like in such a hurry to get through it that they dash off to the next long commercial break. And you hear about Humana all over again, or My Pillow, and it's 2-minute marathons.
Yeah, I have no interest in hearing about your pillow.
Let's see. Quicken Loans Incorporated founder Dan Gilbert is selling his Detroit casino for $1 billion.
Wow.
There's not that much money in a casino, believe it or not. They have to spend a whole lot to get what they get. And 1 or 2% difference is whether they make it or don't make it.
Well, apparently it's doing well enough to sell for $1 billion.
It was kind of like when I was in the nightclub business. We had 40,000 members. And most nights we'd have between 1,000 and 2,000 people in the place.
Now, you had to have membership to sell booze?
If it's more than 50% of your income, yeah. But it wasn't that difficult to get in there. Anyway, legally. So you sell a lot of booze. We had 13 bar stations. We sold more booze than anybody but the ABC store. And still, the profits weren't what you might think they are, because you have to plow a lot of money back into the establishment on a weekly basis, upgrading this, upgrading that, because if people sit there and see you raking in all that money and never putting anything back into it for their enjoyment, then they'll go somewhere else. It's a lot of competition.
Yeah,
and once you lost the pattern of coming there on a certain night of the people, then you've lost it. You'll sink like a rock.
If you listen to people talking, you'll like these people that get out screaming about raising minimum wage $6, $7, $8. I mean, they have no concept of what it requires, what the costs flowing out of a business all the time to keep it running. All they see is people coming in and depositing cash all day long.
There's a new obesity pill coming on the market that expands to 100 times its size in the stomach, cutting back on food intake.
Wow. That's like a
balloon
like swallowing a sponge to avoid having bariatric surgery.
Well, they do have balloons they can put into your gut and inflate them up and help you lose weight. And then once you lose, they deflate it, pull it out.
Yeah, I tried that once. It's the wrong kind of balloon. It was hard to swallow. I had to grease it up with oil.
What, were you being a mule for cocaine?
No, I just got one of those balloons at the grocery store in the pack.
I just can't resist it. I mean, we went there, and I'm not recognizing it. And back to the Matt Twilight Zone.
I felt bloated.
All for that. Okay. Wasn't worth the adventure. Let's see. Amazon, let's see.
Just because you don't care what's going on in my personal life doesn't mean anybody else does.
Amazon says it will bring 5,000 jobs to Nashville with a new operations hub. I know that New York is another place to get an operations hub. New York gave them tax breaks equaling $76,000 per employee. So basically, the taxpayer are paying all the employees $76,000 a year.
Welcome to it, New York.
Well, they get the tax break, but the competitors don't.
More T-Citizens website today's video has John Stossel talking about the enemies of capitalism are capitalists for that very reason.
Study says 1/4 of all workplace murders take place in convenience stores. And a New Jersey couple that raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in a viral charity campaign for a homeless man were allegedly working with the vagrant and pulling a fast one. Well, let's see what the consequences are when they get to court. Will they get time?
They need to get time. They need to enjoy that taxpayer-funded vacation.
Today's impossible question. We'll do this 13 times, November 22nd through December 31st. What is it?
I'm going to say eat to the point of feeling like you ate too much.
Overeating.
Oh, well, yeah, in a word, I guess overeating would be good.
It's estimated 7 million pennies are thrown away every single day. According to GQ magazine, the average male will lie about how many times on a first date?
Well, obviously it depends on the male. So the average male, I have no idea. Let's say 5.
6 times.
I was close.
I don't lie.
Lying, I mean, it's all going to come out in the wash anyway, unless your goal, I guess, is just to lie and get her in bed and then...
Or make you seem more elevated in society's hierarchy than you are.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If you're looking for a long-term thing, that's all going to come out in the wash anyway. And if you're not, then I guess that's the motivation for lying.
Study says you can guess a person's name 1 out of 4 times just by looking at them.
Oh, come on. Study.
They say, you look like a Matt.
That might be true in Korea, where they only have 100 surnames. I mean, they got more, but most people fit into 100 surnames. Kim, Han, etc.
Kids and parents argue about this on average of twice a week.
Going to bed.
Food. According to Cosmopolitan, 1/3 of all women...
Hey, I have a tip for you parents. Don't argue with the kids, all right? There it is. You don't have to eat it. It's a free country. Go to bed.
According to Cosmopolitan, one of these 1/3 of all women have done this at least once in their lifetime.
Stuff their bras.
To their hair.
Dyed it.
Yep. Cosmo says that 41 is the average age most of us start taking these.
Taking these. Diet pills.
Vitamins. According to Parents Magazine, parents say that a good first name is the number one thing they thought you should give what?
Your children?
That's right.
Why don't you make them all softballs like that for me, Steve?
All right. Let's head to the closet. Time to go chase some bad guys this morning.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to mutate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden.
All right, my friends, it's time once again to draw in a big breath of air and let a big hairy chest stick out. Strut across the floor in the style of the Duke John Wayne. Open up those closet doors with attitude. Look in at all 30 of our Liberty safes. Today we're going to go to Liberty safe number 30.
Number 30 is a Liberty Safe 1776 model.
All right. We'll open that bad boy up and let Matt reach in and grab his weapon of choice.
All right, since you gave me a softball, I'm going to give you one. Here is a pocket holster, Steve. You know what that means?
Small gun.
Yay!
Get off me gun.
I'm going to give you a, this is a little Kel-Tec, which is, a very inexpensive gun. Kel-Tec semi-auto.
They're not that inexpensive.
It's a Kel-Tec are
about $380.
Kel-Tec are known for being inexpensive. But it's two-tone black and gray, a beautiful little gun, and it is a .380 caliber.
Yeah. It's the one I use for my stopping power.
Oh. Well, now you got two then.
All right, we'll throw one in each pocket, pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of whoop ass as we now head out the door in relentless pursuit of some stupid criminal news. Stupid criminal news number 1 this morning. This case you didn't know. In case you didn't know, crackheads aren't exactly the smartest bunch out there. A 53-year-old guy in Torrington, Connecticut named Leonard Rinaldi was jonesing for some crack last month. That means when you come down, you just start spazzing out because you got to have that crack. But he didn't have any money to get any, so he got into the redistribution of income game. He stole his dad's rare coin collection, which was worth about $8,000, took it to a grocery store and put it through the Coinstar machine. Some of them got rejected because they were just so old, but apparently most of them went through. And he ended up with $60, which he used to buy, of course, crack.
Just terrible.
Some of the coins the machine accepted have been recovered, but it's not clear what happened to the rest of them. He's facing larceny charges, and he's due in court next month. Yeah, crack, first you'll steal everything from yourself, and then your family, and then your neighbors, and then the rest of us. Super criminal news number 2. Malicious arson doesn't get any funnier than this, folks. A 31-year-old guy named Shamoy Williams from Taunton, Massachusetts, was so angry with his ex-girlfriend back in March, he decided to set her house on fire. But when the fire wasn't spreading fast enough, he tried to accelerate it by dumping a bag of Cheetos into it. There's no word if they were flaming hot Cheetos. Anyway, the Cheetos didn't work as an accelerant, and the department put the fire out while it was still pretty small. Samoy was in court this week, and he was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for malicious destruction of property.
Wait a minute. Did that start off that arson isn't funnier than this?
Do what?
Did that start off by saying arson isn't funnier than this? You can't get arson that's funnier than this?
Yeah, because I added the funny to it.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, that's your stupid criminal news for today. 8:52, 52 past the hour. Let's get this in before we get into buzzing Matt left and right this morning.
Old Chamoy really.
And now it's time for
Random facts.
1, 2, 3.
All righty, our random facts for today, and maybe a spare.
Wait, before we buzz Matt?
Yes. Cancer was originally called crabs. When Hippocrates found cancer in patients in ancient Greece, he thought it would look like crabs.
Hippocrates.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Hippocratic Oath. Whatever. It was eventually translated to cancer by Romans, which was the Latin word for crab. I should have known that. I took Latin. See how much good it did me? Not. Don't waste your time. Angelina Jolie, Reese Witherspoon, and Sarah Michelle Gellar all auditioned for the lead part in Clueless before it went to Alicia Silverstone. Excuse me. Almost one out of 3 of Bob Dylan's songs make a reference to weather. No other artist comes close to that many. The Beatles are second at 16%.
I missed the first part.
And the people with no life are doing the counting.
Yeah, what was the first part of that?
Almost 1 in 3 of Bob
1 in
Dylan.
3. Okay.
So Matt has no life. He cared about that.
That's almost 33%.
More than half of the London Underground stations are actually above ground. And there have been 34 Hollywood movies adapted from video games starring the Super Mario Brothers in 1993. And only the 2 most recent ones have scored over 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, the new Tomb Raider and Rampage. And that's your random facts for today. All right, 8:54. Let's go beat up on Matt while we still got time.
Well, let's not, and then we can just say that we did. Monday we'll come back and say, hey, we beat up on Matt on Friday.
We're going to play Spy the Lie. It's just that simple. It's just like it sounds. Spy the Lie. All right, question 1. All of the following characters from the Fantastic Beast stories, let's see, all of the following characters are from the Fantastic Beast stories except for one, Spy the Lie.
I don't even know what the Fantastic Beast stories are.
Well, then you'll just be taking a pot shot. Christy Barebone, Newt Scamander, Queenie Goldstein, Magnus Portnoy, or Jacob Kowalski.
What was the third one?
Queenie Goldstein.
That one.
No, it was Magnus Portnoy. All of the following are titles of lesser-known Dr. Seuss books, except for one. Have you read all the Dr. Seuss?
I doubt
Then this
it.
should be a slam buck for you.
I don't even know what a slam buck is.
Slam dunk. The Butter Battle book, Panda Manda. Did I ever tell you how lucky you are? I had trouble getting to Sola Slowloo. And lastly, The King's Stilts.
Manda Panda.
How'd you get that one?
Don't ever question me, Steve. Don't ever question me.
All of the following are actual breeds of turkeys except for one, Spy the Lie. Beltsville Small Whites, Pennsylvania Prouds, Blue Slate, Bourbon Reds, Midget White.
What was the first one?
Beltsville Small White.
I'm going to go with Midget White.
Midget White. No.
Is it the other white?
The other white, Beltsville Small White?
I guess.
No.
It's one of the other three.
It's either Pennsylvania Prouds, Blue Slate, or Bourbon Reds?
Pennsylvania Proud.
That is the one that's not a breed of turkey.
I got it.
After 5 tries.
I did not. That was, you asked the question. I got it right on the first try.
You failed. You got 2 out of 3 wrong. That's a 33.
Your modified question.
So you flunked again. What can I say?
Say you're sorry.
Never sorry. Occasionally wrong, but this isn't one of them. All right, so it goes for this Friday and this week. Pinecrest football coming your way. First round action in the state playoffs as they take on Panther Creek. You'll hear it tonight, 6:50 pregame, 7:30 kickoff. And we are your flagship station for Pinecrest sports for 50 years, WEEB. And don't forget, we'll see you again on Monday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses. And don't forget, millions of Americans have fought and have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. So live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the dog. We'll see you at the Sunday Dog Park at 2.
And I'm Matt Horsley. Remember, the police are only minutes away when you only have seconds to spare. Stay tuned for the Chris Plant Show. Rush Limbaugh will be on at noon. Sean Hannity comes on at 3. Mark Levin comes on at 6. Join the conversation and like us at facebook.com/WEEB990. And we will be back on Monday right here on WEEB at 7 for Mornings with the Leader Man.
When I come back, you'd better be laughing.
So, what have we learned? Heck, I don't know. But this is one crazy show. Bye now.
Cut! That's it. Go home, everybody. None of this ever happened. Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
I think we're through here.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, man. That's pretty much all I got, man. Okay, class dismissed. Rock on!
Well, let me tell you something. Everything comes to an end.
97.3 FM and 990 AM. WEEB Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen. And on the web at talk973.com.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Whether traveling by air or by road, thousands of people's plans upended the other day by an early season winter storm that slammed large parts of the east, including
parts of northern Virginia on up through all the Appalachian chain from West Virginia through central Pennsylvania into New York. We